Hello, my name is Jeff Gemiolo, and today I'm going to talk about changing, or the process of changing. Why should we change at all? Well, we change because we need to grow. We need to change direction. We just need to move. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big. It could be, not going to eat at Burger King, today I'm going to eat at McDonald's. Give it a try. Gotta change. Could be a big change. Instead of living in New York City, moving to LA. Or moving from New York City to a small farm town. There'll be a change. Definitely be a change. Well, what are some of the negative aspects is to consider with changes? Is there's a lot of uncertainty usually with it. If we knew what was going to happen, it'd be less fear, I guess. There could be, a chance of failure. But I'm also reminded in life that if you don't try, you don't fail. You didn't really try. I'm a software developer, and I've written in the past I've written terrible pieces of software. But the good news is as I got older and I got better at it, more experienced in it, I learned the difference between good and bad. So I know why that's bad, and I shouldn't have wrote it. Don't get me wrong. If I can go back to my other companies, I would say, please let me change it quickly. There's a better way. That's a fear. It's the fear of failure. But like any great thing in life, if you think about the space program even, if we didn't even bother, how many rockets had to blow up before we got one to get into space? You don't know what you don't know. Fears is terrible, but also it could be the negative aspect is you could just have to reset and do a whole new start. The advantage of a whole new start actually is there's actually an advantage to that, is that you don't bring any of the old baggage from the past. You go from New York City to LA, you make a move like that, you don't know anybody. Well, hopefully you don't know anybody. But also, it's also kind of scary because you don't know anybody. But depends if you're there to make friends or not. Now, there's some positive aspects to changing. And it could be that you're in more alignment. More alignment with God or universe. Everyone wants to be in alignment. When you're more in alignment, things actually happen easier to you. So it's very hard to get a modeling role or say get a movie role in New York City, but it might be a little bit easier getting it in Los Angeles. Probably could be easier if you went to Georgia. So I heard Georgia does a lot of movies too. But either way, there's all other positive aspects. There's a chance of success. It's not certain that changing will help, but we kind of change a little bit at random to see. What if I did cut my hair and put it all bald? What would I look like? Would it be better? Would it be worse? There's some positives and negatives to everything. And a lot of times we don't consider any of them. We just say, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. The problem is we keep doing what we're doing, but we also expect different results. Example is, if I keep working a 9 to 5, how am I going to retire on the beach in Tahiti? Well, it's going to take an awful lot of money to do that. But if I decide, hey, I want to start my own business, well, that's a different story. Different set of problems, but at the same time, probably a much better outcome. But it's interesting how people don't like to change. I can't blame them. We kind of all stick into little ruts that we like, and we stick around. We like the same car. I owned a Lexus. I love a Lexus. Let me get another Lexus. So I liked it. I go, but maybe I should go over and get a Toyota. Don't know. I've always owned Ford cars. Maybe it's time for me to own an American car. I don't know. We'll see. But I do know this, that in the universe and actually In business and in life, there's only one constant, and that is change. If we don't change, we kind of get run over by it. And things don't really work out the way you expect them to. And you don't really understand why. And it's because you are not changing. Your whole purpose on earth is actually to grow your soul, to get experience in different things, different aspects. How would you know that honesty is a good policy if you lied all the time? Change. The good news about changing is you can always change in a positive direction. As much as people don't like to hear that, people actually are like positive haters out there. The negative Nancy's just love the place, man. The problem is you don't get anywhere with your own mindset. Positive, 50-50 whether you get there with a positive mindset. There's a 0% chance with a negative mindset. Actually, you might get killed. So, I'm not wishing that upon anybody, but change is change. A lot of times in life, medically, if you don't change your diet, you die. We all start out as a child. We all start out drinking whole milk. That's a no-no. Keep drinking that for your entire life and see how long you live. There's a year you cut that off and you at least reduce it. There's a lot of things over time you have to reduce out of your life. Toxic situations is one of them. It's not a good thing to be in toxic relationships all the time. Hence the reason we change. Good news is when we change, we get new information. Good or bad. But the fact that we did change means we got new information, which we got better information to work with. We're back to the analogy of I had written as just as much garbage software as good software. The difference is I know the difference now. And every year I write better software. And my life is better because I take more advantage of what I know. That's not to say change doesn't have risk. Everything has risk, but change definitely has risk. Could be a financial risk. Could be a complete career change. Usually in a person's life, the age 30, if you're not in your career track by 30, you won't be in there until you're 50. And if 50 is the next opportunity, if you're not in here by your 50s, you're pretty much not going to be in there. I didn't make the rules. Those are just rules that are out there. There's a lot of truth to that because an employer won't hire someone over 50. It's a shame, but a lot of them don't. I look at it this way. Okay, that means you're losing a lot of experience because anyone who has less than that generally may not have a lot of experience. I do know that someone who's 30 years old has less experience than a 50-year-old. Difference is, from a business perspective, you have less of a service life. They have to assume that at 62 you're going to bail. Even though right now the statistics are showing that people are working into their 75s. But no one also wants the liability for that either, so it's kind of the dirt of it. No one wants the medical side of that people have issues when they get older. But it could be someone wants to retire and go to TE too. I also need to note that when you start getting into more of an alignment of what the universe, what the Lord wants, your life actually goes easier. You can actually get different problems. You could say higher level problems. You get less bickering, less problemsome, bosses. Just like I can expect my next boss is going to be a problem. Everyone has that. The difference is because you changed, you are now different. You operate differently. You handle the situation differently. And generally that's what people forget. It's all about how you operate, not other people. Just like on the same note, you can't change other people. They have to want to change. That's why when someone asks me advice, I don't tell them advice. I said, well, this is what I would do. So if I say you should do this and they ignore it, well, first of all, I'm getting karma if they ignore it. indirectly I'm getting hit with some karma for that because I should have known better. But I actually go over and say, yep, this is what I would do. And depending on how they believe their relationship with me, whether they respect me or not, they'll follow or not follow. It's up to them. To me, you should always change. There's really no reason why you shouldn't change. As I said, in business and in life, the only constant is change. The Lord loves it when you make those plans, man, those bulletproof plans, because He will blow them up. He loves them. You have to be resilient. You have to run on your feet. That's life. You can almost look at life, as the song goes, love is a battlefield. Life is a battlefield. Because you're running around, you don't know what's going to happen next. And you have to remember that despite you're the sole actor in your own story, the Lord has the script. So He knows what's going to happen. You don't. So, as words of encouragement, I do believe you should always change. We should always change and do better in life. We should always strive to be better tomorrow than today. That being said, I also believe in I'd rather be alone than be with the wrong person. So, lessons learned there. But you have to you have to date to find out if they're the right or wrong person. So, but you have to sometimes have the ability. You need to walk away, and that is a change too. Whether it be in a relationship, because relationships change all the time. You look at negative aspects of a relationship. I've had relationships within 3 months go totally south, like negative, horrible south, bad. Partially me, partially them. You just gotta discover why it happened and remedy it, or fix it, or change why it's happening to you. Because ultimately, you are the only actor in your own experience. You're the only, you're the main character in your play. And why is the main character not happy? Look in the mirror. It's on you. As much as people don't like positivity, it's all on you. You're the one that has the attitude, not me. So, I'd like to thank you for listening, and have a great day.